Hey guys, it's Peter Liu again, and welcome to the Greatest Manifestation Principle in the World video reading series. This is going to be chapter 2 now. We did the introduction and chapter 1 in the other two blogs. So, chapter 2, how to go from wanting to having. The popularity of the law of attraction has reached fever pitch ever since the 2006 release of the video titled The Secret, and the book of the same title, as well as a publication of recent best-selling book titles such as Ask and It Is Given, Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting, The Amazing Power of Deliberate Intent, and The Law of Attraction. In writing this book, it is not my intention to make moral or ethical judgments about the spirit in which the current body of knowledge relating to the law of attraction was compiled and presented. The concepts currently presented, such as visualization of desire and gratitude for what one has, are useful and important. If all that the current teaching of the law of attraction accomplishes is to get people to focus on positive things and things that make them feel good, allow them to focus on the things they want instead of focusing on what they don't want, eliminate their quote-unquote why do bad things always happen to me victim attitude, and inspire and empower them to take charge of their thoughts and their destiny, it has provided a beneficial service. But if the law of attraction concepts lead people to believe that the universe is like a cosmic restaurant that takes your orders and delivers them to you just as surely as a waiter delivers the food you order to your table, that's surely an exercise in delusion. The current books, courses, and DVDs have made people as delusional as the fairy tale emperor who paraded around town thinking he was dressed in the most elegant attire the world has ever seen, when in actuality he had no clothes on. See Hans Christian Andersen's The Emperor's New Clothes. My motivation for writing this book is predicated on my devotion to the pursuit and dissemination of truth. Since a record number of people are flocking to the law of attraction now more than ever before in history, I don't want to see all these people spend years like I did trying to manifest their desires, but becoming disillusioned when nothing happened. The objective of this book is to correct any inaccuracies, point out hidden dangers, dispel myths surrounding the law of attraction, and more importantly, shed light on the most powerful manifestation principle in the world that no one is talking about. When you use this powerful manifestation principle in your practice of the law of attraction, you enter the realm of miracles where the manifestation of all desires is truly possible. This book is purposely brief because the greatest manifestation principle in the world is quite simple, as all great truths are. Although I refer to it as the quote-unquote missing secret, it has actually never been a secret at all. It is a spiritual truth that has been used by ancient mystics to modern-day spiritual seekers to people of all faiths, and everyone in between with great success. But no one has ever discovered how to use that spiritual truth in conjunction with the law of attraction, to make the manifestation of desires a certainty instead of something merely hoped for until now. The case histories I have studied of people that managed to succeed in manifesting their desires through the law of attraction invariably had this manifestation principle in place, but weren't aware that it was the manifestation principle that materialized their desires. A well-known motivational speaker who has achieved great success and abundant wealth unconsciously uses this principle. Although his teachings encompass various techniques involving quantum physics, spiritual truths, and the law of attraction, it was his one principle in particular that allowed all good things to continually show up in his life. This is the reason why some people are astonishingly successful in manifesting desires, but most are not successful at all. Somewhere along the line, those who are successful somehow hook up with the greatest manifestation principle without knowing it. And that principle supplies the missing ingredient that completes the recipe for manifestation. And voila, their desires are manifested, and they're justifiably elated. However, since they are unaware of the real reason why their desire manifested, they erroneously assume that it was because they focused on what they wanted. They took their focus away from the things that they didn't want, visualized their desire until it was so real that they could almost touch it, and expressed gratitude every step of the way. Sadly, although this popular ask, believe, receive formula for manifesting desires seems to make sense, and is even supposedly supported by hard science and scripture, it is not what causes desires to manifest. That's why oftentimes when people who are successful at manifesting one desire try to duplicate their success using the quote-unquote formula that they implemented before, they fail to produce the same successful results, and their desire does not manifest the second time around and beyond. That's why in over 100 years that the law of attraction has been in the public eye, there has never been any degree of consistency or certainty when it comes to getting results with its use. The practice of the law of attraction, if based on the teachings of the books, courses, and DVDs released in the last 100 years, has about as much chance of manifesting one's desires as a person who dreams of becoming a movie star has in making his or her dream come true. The law of attraction employs a hit-or-miss methodology that has been passed down through the years. Some practitioners report positive results, most of which have nothing to do with the attraction principle. See Chapter 2. But the majority experience little or no results. Most of the failures are never reported, which explains why most people are unaware of the dismal success rate, or conversely, the alarming failure rate of those who practice the law of attraction. Therein lies the partial truth in practically every concept known to man. People take their limited understanding of something and represent it to others as the truth. The people who are exposed to the distorted information in turn represent it to others as the truth. Ultimately, all we really have is a fractured versions of the truth. All of us know a small part, but never the whole. And you know what they say about people knowing just enough to be dangerous. The law of attraction is not unlike the elephant encountered by the 6 blind men in the famous Indian legend. The story talks about 6 blind men giving their own individual assessments of an elephant. First happened to fall against the broad and sturdy side of the elephant, and concluded the elephant is very much like a wall. The second one, feeling a tusk, said the elephant was very much like a spear. The third one happened to take the squirming trunk in his hands, said the elephant was very much like a snake. The fourth one reached out and touched the elephant's knee and concluded that the elephant was very much like a tree. The fifth one happened to touch the ear and insisted that the elephant was very much like a fan. And the sixth one seized the swinging tail and said the elephant is very much like a rope. Each one of them was partly right, but at the same time mostly wrong. The comical part of it all is that their dispute stemmed from utter ignorance because none had ever seen an elephant. Over the last 100 years, people have formed their opinions about this thing called the law of attraction, formulating their own compartmentalized theories as to what makes it work, and never hitting on the truth. This book, then, is the first to remove the blindfold from the world's current understanding of the law of attraction and reveal the true power behind it so that people can finally experience spectacular and consistent results from it. That is part 1 of Chapter 2, and in the next blog we're going to go to part 2 of Chapter 2. So I'll see you in the next blog.